Salute, man! I've often been asked what my favorite book is, and one of them by far is Outwitting the Devil. And today I kind of wanted to do a retrospective, I hope I'm using that word right, on the book Outwitting the Devil. Let you know the valuable stuff I got out of it, and a brief summary of sorts.
Bad Boy D. Masculinity TV.
We've got a few of the Canadian Cinco Hay towers there. Shout out to the Dollar Vigilante. He's one of the best in the game. They've been really, as far as the quote-unquote C-word channels go, they've been on a tear lately, taking them down, but you can still find all of them on the BIT to the Chute. BBD's on there too. I gotta upload it all. It's all my older videos on there. I gotta upload more. Outwitting the Devil is truly an outstanding book, and it has an interesting backstory behind it. Napoleon Hill wrote it. I believe it was shortly before his death, and his family, after his passing, his family did not want it to be published at all, and it actually sat dormant under lock and key, or a safe, or whatever the case may be, for 70 years. It wasn't published until 70 years after the fact, and some spiritual people hypothesize that the devil wanted it that way, because it is basically an interview with the devil. And regardless of it, if it was him making assumptions on what the devil really would say, or he really did channel the devil, I believe either way it is what the devil really would have said. Because I think if we do that, because I was thinking of doing a similar format, short, obviously, semen retention video with like the devil's perspective, like me interviewing him. And I think the Most High would reveal things to us that the opposition, it is good to know thy enemy. And this is an incredible book for knowing your number one enemy in this life and potentially the afterlife. Let's hope not. One thing that the main thing the devil pushes is that he wants people to be drifters. That at that time, at least in the 1930s or whatever, 90% of the people were drifters, and I obviously think the percentage would be 95 or higher now. But the drifters would be those without purpose, the blue pill people, the ones programmed into the matrix, that believe the mainstream media, that lack that drive to help others or be something in this world, or not compliant to the system. Y'all catch my drift. Where the non-drifters, the 10 or less percent now, which I assume are most of you watching now. Shout out Maximilian, yo, definitely a non-drifter, bro. SJ3, Old Man Wisdom Channel, King X Terry. And how can I forget my brother Nicola? Appreciate y'all rocking with me. The non-drifters are the ones who do have purpose in life. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, purpose doesn't have to be something super profound. It can just be being on your spiritual journey and striving to be the best version of yourself. It's basically as simple as that. And the modern day drifters would be the ones that watch porn and fap a lot, play a lot of video games, anything that's unproductive that takes you away from purpose. Television shows, movies. I, honest to God, haven't watched a movie since The Joker. I went with my a few family members to see The Joker. But no movies, no TV shows. Like, bro, if it seriously deprograms you. And when you do rarely watch a TV show, man, with those red pill lenses on, you see all kinds of stuff where you're like, that's some simp shit. That's some Illuminati stuff right there. Like, it's not a bad thing to do because you really get to put your red pill lenses to the test. Another interesting thing the devil brought up, which was way before its time, how smoking makes you a drifter. And I've been really contemplating quitting smoking cigars for that reason. I do. That's like my only vice, man. I love my cigars with a strong green tea, but he obviously mentioned alcohol too and toxic food. But the smoking was interesting because at that time there was no science on smoking and how addictive it was and detrimental it was. Heck, that's before there were even commercials endorsing cigarettes with doctors in them. So I found that extremely interesting how he mentioned the detrimental effects of smoking in a 1930s book, and the devil really emphasized it. The devil also mentions how he controls people through the food they eat, and the food was way less toxic back then, obviously. But he was talking about like the intestinal sludge that builds up in the body and how that causes people to be a drifter because they become lazy and lethargic and fat and stupid. Like your gut, and anybody who's into alternative medicine knows that your gut is the epitome of, you want that ecosystem as healthy and vibrant and good as possible. That's where the health connection to everything else is at. It's your gut. And it's funny how the devil mentioned that too. That was way before its time. It was interesting too, and I don't know if anybody else who read it picked up on it when they read the book, but he specifically dissed Jesus, Yeshua, in the book. Because Napoleon Hill brings up to him he brought something about Jesus up to the devil. And the devil basically got a jab in right at him. Like verbally, obviously. In my opinion, obviously Jesus would whoop the devil. So the devil has to get his little underhanded blows in. But he called Jesus a great scholar. Or something, a philosopher or scholar. Something along those lines. And when I heard that, I was just like, man, you S.O.B. That was smooth. Because I'm sure most people who read it didn't pick up on that. Oh, great philosopher. He's up to his tricks in that book. He revealed a lot, but he's a liar too. That's another interesting thing that if you read the book. I definitely recommend you get that audiobook if you guys haven't. Or paperback. The link will be in the description. The devil also specifically reveals the law of attraction in that book too. However, he calls it the hypnotic rhythm of the universe. Something like that. I like that though. Hypnotic rhythm. Law of attraction is dated in my book. It's basically just what goes around comes around. What you put out, you get in return. And he definitely affirms that the law of attraction is a real thing and it can be used for good or bad. The reason I think the devil didn't want this book published after, and I truly believe that is the case, because he reveals a lot about his tactics and how you can overcome them. He doesn't reveal everything. However, he does politely answer all the questions Napoleon Hill asks him. And sexual transmutation and semen retention is basically brought up too in this book. In such a way, the devil calls it controlling your sexual energy, which is basically the same thing. And it's crazy. He basically lists off all the retention benefits that people tout and talk about in this book. He says that a stern, strong eye, something like that, steady hands, You notice that more. It's like your DHEA hormone, your testosterone is working properly when you're on a good retention streak because your hands are so steady. And he talks about like a confident walk and swagger and just carrying yourself in such a way when you can control your sexual energy. One thing he mentioned too was this is the only thing that wouldn't coincide specifically with the red pill philosophy. However, he did mention how when a man and a woman come together, they can be unstoppable. And that's why I do feel that some of the most powerful people in the world do have wives. They almost do it for like that law of attraction universe thing, the hypnotic rhythm. However, it's true. Like if you can get a good feminine woman who's down with your program, I'm not saying get married because I never would. I might make a bond with her under the Most High or something of that nature. However, if you can get her to be your help, like your helper in life, it's true. You could be unstoppable. You can get a lot more done with basically a specific assistant in life. It's not required, in my opinion. However, the devil reveals that it sure is helpful in your non-drifting process. Never said it's mandatory though. Check out my latest video right there. I'll drop another one down yonder. I'll drop another pretty darn good one right there, and subscribe to BBD right there. I'm out of here. Peace.